Hello everyone, I wanted to take the time today to share with you some insights I have around the soul plan energies of the name coronavirus and COVID-19, which are the two most commonly used names for the coronavirus that we are experiencing around the world right now. In Soul Plan, we usually begin with the birth name or the original first name used, and I know coronavirus did have a different name originally before they called it COVID-19 and coronavirus. However, I just want to focus on those two names because they are the most predominantly used names, and therefore I just want to explain the energies around and surrounding them. And if you've never heard of Soul Plan before or don't know any of my work, then you can simply click the link in my bio to get to my YouTube channel, where I have loads of different videos surrounding Soul Plan, what it is, how it can help you, and the coaching services I offer with regards to Soul Plan. So do check that out if you are interested. So I wanted to look at the name COVID-19 and coronavirus, and what's really interesting is that energetically speaking, using Soul Plan, they are actually quite similar. So as you can see in the image here, the foundations of the name COVID-19 are the 9-9 energies. This is the energy of power, peacemaker, and protection. And it's a very physically experienced energy. It's very physically felt. And you can definitely say that's true of coronavirus. It certainly makes its presence known. It's very powerful. The 9 is also a catalytic energy. So even if you don't contract the virus, you will still physically feel the effect of the virus and what's going on with it, and that's because it is so powerful. If we move on to the abilities of COVID-19, we have the 11-2, as you can see on the left there, and the 11-2 is a double polarity combination energy. So the 11 is the energy of structure, harmony, and assimilation. And the polarity associated with it is life to loss. And we've certainly seen a lot of loss, unfortunately, happen with regards to COVID-19. And that's not just loss in terms of deaths, but it's also loss in terms of many people have told me they've been fired from their jobs, and of course they will be rehired once things go back to normal. However, for the time being, they've lost their job, or their children aren't at school, or perhaps students have lost the chance to take their exams. So there's a lot of loss actually being experienced in both tangible and intangible ways through the coronavirus. But there's also the balance of the polarity, which is life. We're just entering spring, we've just had spring equinox, and suddenly this new life is coming through, new opportunities. And we're only just in the buds of spring, so until they flower, we won't truly know what the gifts are, but this life is coming through, this new life, whatever that may be for you. And of course, the 11 is the energy of structure, and we've seen that the structure of society has been completely flipped upside down by the coronavirus, and our day-to-day life has completely changed. Our routines and structures as we know them within society are gone. And currently we're in an unprecedented time, which is a shock to the system for many of us, internally and externally. And then we have the energy of the 2, and this is the energy of wisdom and support. And the polarity associated with this energy is wisdom to folly. And perhaps some people would argue that mistakes have been made by their government or by other people who have flouted the rules their governments have made. Maybe lockdown should have happened faster than it has in some countries. Maybe lockdown should have happened from the start, because that freedom of movement, that freedom of travel, is what actually helped the coronavirus spread so quickly and so far and wide. But we are learning from our mistakes, and we're becoming wiser. We're moving into that other side of the polarity, the wisdom, and we're learning how we can keep each other safe and stop the spread and hopefully flatten that curve. And because this energy is about wisdom and support, we've noticed a lot of support within communities and neighborhoods, people coming together, creating Facebook groups or Instagram or WhatsApp chat groups, and people sharing tips on anxiety or stress, offering to shop for elderly people. I've certainly received offers from my neighbours to go out and shop if I need it, and vice versa. So there's a real sense of support and community coming through already, and we're only really just at the beginning of this journey together. So it's beautiful to watch how much we are willing to support each other like that. As soon as things get flipped upside down, humans are fantastic at coming together, rallying together and supporting each other. And that's very much what this energy is about. Then we move into the success of COVID-19. And this is the energy of 3-3, which you can see at the top there. This is really interesting to me, and that's because firstly this is the energy of expression, and therefore it's a teaching vibration. So there's definitely some kind of teaching coming through from COVID-19. What can you learn from it? How is it showing up in your life, and what is it trying to teach you at this time? And this energy is also about coming out of your shell. So for many people, perhaps you felt lost in the depths of the fear and the anxiety around COVID-19, and this energy is saying in the end you will be able to come out of your shell and bring the knowledge and all of the things you've learned with you to guide you and help you as you shape your future beyond this. And the 3 is another polarity energy. This is connected to the polarity wealth to poverty. While we've already seen many people have lost their jobs or have lost some of their income, and I know that governments around the world are offering 60 or 80% in some countries of what your monthly amount you earn is. And this is actually a really wonderful gift and opportunity to keep earning and at the same time have the space and time at home, if you don't have to work from home, to be able to craft and cultivate and find something new to focus on. If you've ever wanted to change your job or your life, now is the time to do it. This is a gift to the world, and it's an opportunity for you to go within and seek what truly inspires you and come out the other side and share that with other people, or really change an aspect of your life as you move forwards. So even though you might only be getting 60 or 80% of your usual income, perhaps you usually would fritter away quite a lot of that on takeaways or takeaway coffee, or maybe every time you go to the petrol station you buy yourself a snack that you don't need, or maybe you're signed up to loads of different groups or memberships that you don't really need. And perhaps this is asking you to streamline your spending. And what do you really want to focus on when you come out the other side? What's really a priority for you financially? Because if you stopped spending your money on these things that you don't need, would you have the finances you need to perhaps buy a better car, or to put deposit on a different house, or to go on holiday, or to take that course and retrain in something that you've always wanted to do? This is a huge opportunity that you're being offered if you will just listen to what the coronavirus is teaching you with this energy. And this energy is also connected to self-worth. So perhaps this is also an opportunity for you to build upon your self-worth through maybe self-care or self-love, or really taking this time to reassess your life and see what you want from it. And maybe when you come out the other side, you'll actually have the self-esteem and self-confidence that you need to take that step towards the future that you've always wanted. So then let's move on and look at the term coronavirus, which is very similar and at the same time quite different. So if you look at the image here, you will see that the foundations for the word coronavirus are the 11-2 and the abilities are 9-9. So the base of the triangle has almost flipped in these two names, which is really interesting. It's kept those two energies at the base, but it's swapped them around. So that slightly changes the meaning. So coronavirus is saying that it's stemming from this upheaval within society and this loss. So can we find the resilience that we need, the emotional and physical resilience we need to overcome this time? And can we move from that space and recognize that this new life is coming through? And even though we might not feel like it now, in the future we certainly will. Now, I mentioned earlier with COVID-19 that the 9 is catalytic, but in terms of the word coronavirus, the 9 showing up in the abilities is really interesting. So the 9 is actually a very catalytic energy, and it is essentially accelerating growth within yourself and within others around you. That's the whole point of the 9 in terms of its abilities. So the coronavirus is actually saying, can you keep your head whilst everything else around you is in chaos? Can you come into that space of stillness and of spiritual presence? And can you actually focus within and really look at what you need to let go of, what's not serving you anymore. You've been given this opportunity to have a complete break from your life if you don't have to continue working, if you're not an essential key worker. To take this break and think, actually, what do I really want from life? Am I where I want to be? Am I just following what I think I should be doing because that's what's right in society? Or am I doing what I'm really happy with? And if the answer is yes, then carry on, that's fantastic. But if the answer is I don't know, or actually yes, I do feel like I'm just trying to conform to society, then this energy is saying to you, well, now you have the time. Now you have the time. What would you like to do? Would you like to retrain? Would you like to seek some counseling or coaching to finally let go of a trauma that's been holding you back? Would you like to release anxiety and depression and fear and move forwards with your life with this newfound presence and stand in your power and become empowered in all that you do? And then the success at the top of the triangle is the 5-5. This is a very ethereal energy. This is very pioneering, very articulate, assertive, open-minded spiritually. And I think that's really interesting with regards to this word coronavirus, because the coronavirus has really asserted itself around the world very quickly. It is quite pioneering. They are struggling to find a vaccine at present, but hopefully they will be able to find something soon. And what this energy tells me is that it's likely that they will, because that 5, it's such a pioneering quality to it that it's about really breaking the boundaries of life and bringing something new, something exciting, something divinely inspired through. So no doubt the person or the people who create this vaccine will definitely be remembered throughout history for all of the lives that they've saved. But within us, what this 5 is asking us to do is to be open-minded. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be spiritually open-minded. Of course, if you're feeling called to being spiritually open-minded, however that looks to you, then definitely explore it. That's what this energy is saying. But at the same time, it's saying be open-minded to the gifts you can receive from this time. Yes, it's unprecedented. Yes, it's something we never have experienced in this day and age before. But it's a unique opportunity for everything to take a standstill. We almost needed that. It's as if coronavirus is asking us to take a step back and to completely come from a different space, a different perspective, a different angle, and to be open-minded as we do that. So we may find that in the future, society has changed, or at least our priorities within society have changed, and perhaps we will recognize that life is sacred and our time on earth is sacred, and therefore we need to be able to focus on what we totally feel called to, what brings us the most joy and the most fulfillment, as opposed to what we feel aligns with what society expects from us. And it is likely that if you have any of the energies I've mentioned in your soul plan chart, you may well be feeling the effect of the energetics of coronavirus and COVID-19 slightly more. So if you have an 11-2, because the 2 is quite an empathic energy, it may well be that you're feeling the energy of global fear and global panic more strongly than you might if you didn't have this energy in your chart. This doesn't mean that you're going to get coronavirus or COVID-19. It just means that on an energetic level, you may be more aware of it. Kind of like you can hear someone banging down the street and you're just aware of it because you've got good hearing. If you have a 9 in your chart, you may feel that catalytic energy calling to you. It may accelerate growth within you, or you may feel called to accelerate growth within others by sharing what you know, what you've learnt, or just becoming a presence of peace and love for other people at this time. If you have a 3 in your chart, then you may be experiencing the ups and downs of wealth, and you may be feeling as though you'd like to retreat in that shell and take that safety, but know that when things do end, you will be able to step forth with a greater self-confidence and with a greater knowing of what it is you're here to do, and to really be able to share that and bring wealth in all forms into your life. And if you have the 5 in your chart, then perhaps you are being called to pioneer something, to try something new, something different, and to express that and teach that and share that with other people. So if you found this interesting, please do let me know in the comments below. And if you would like to book a soul plan reading and take that first step towards changing your life and empowering yourself to create the life that you have always dreamt of, then let me know in the comments below and we can get you booked in for a reading. Thank you so much for watching.